At Arizona State University, we're bringing world-class education from our globally acclaimed faculty to you. Ranked #1 in innovation for 10 consecutive years and #2 among public universities for employability, ASU isn't just ahead of the curve, it's creating new paths to success. Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online, that's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to your least favorite podcast. That's right, Strikeout Beer with your pals Alan and Rapidave. I'm Alan.
I'm RD. What's up?
You know what, brother? I'm just living the dream.
That's yeah?
It. You know, woke up this morning, the tank to our toilet had a crack in it. So water's coming out. I'm like lying there in bed, wake up the missus. She's got to go. She's got to be at work at 7. I have to be at work until 8. Going to enjoy this last hour in bed by myself. And then all of a sudden I hear, oh shit, babe. And I'm like,
which one of you water buffaloes broke it?
Neither one. We don't use that toilet.
I don't ever use it. Someone did.
Sometimes I'll pee in there, but that's about it, right? But it wasn't the one in the bedroom. It's the main bathroom, and there was just a crack in the thing.
Somebody was horsing around. Is your older kid still living there?
Nope, she gone.
Maybe she was doing some weird stuff or something like that, trying to get that perfect angle for OnlyFans or something.
Who knows, man? But yeah, so that was cracked. So I spent the whole first half of the day. I just wanted to replace the tank. That's it. I don't want to mess with the whole toilet. You know, pulling it up, laying the wax ring down, all that crap. I don't want to deal with any of that. And go to a place. They're like, oh, we don't have it. Our location has it. Cool. Drive to go get it. Get home. Get the tank off, go to put that one on. Nope, it's the wrong one.
Oh, Jesus.
And ended up just having to replace the whole toilet. And so
at that point, you just need to. You know, why not? It's like the easier thing to do anyways.
No, replacing the tank's a lot easier than replacing the whole toilet.
Toilet's 3 screws.
Yeah,
that's it. And a wax seal. You got to have a wax seal.
Yeah, but also like kind of where it's at. Like,
yeah, it's tough to get to.
It's kind of tough to get to.
Most toilets are kind of difficult to get to just because of where they're at.
But also like the way they kind of set it up, like, because I had to replace the wax ring shortly after we moved in here. And it was just kind of they didn't have it was kind of rigged in there a little bit. Yeah. And so I knew it was going to be a little bit of a problem doing everything. And so what should have only been a little while ends up taking all day. Like, and I'm just like, you know what? It's always freaking something.
Yeah,
right?
It is. It really is. You know, it's called home ownership, right? And that's part of you know, I was sitting there floating around I was talking to Lizzie about the other day too. I was like, I wouldn't mind just renting a house again. I was like,
I mean,
I'm
not gonna lie, the thought has crossed my mind.
Yeah. Well, because there's people, there are true renters, right? There's people who they could never really own a house because of the simple fact of like responsibility, right? And then you have people who own houses and then they kind of realize like this kind of sucks. Like always having like to have to get a plumber out, or you got to do this, or you got to do it yourself. And you know, when you rent, what you do is, man, get that landlord on the horn. Hey, FYI, there's something.
Hey, buddy, just shoot over a picture real quick. Hey, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is supposed to look like this.
Yep.
But you know what? It's got its pluses and its minuses, right?
Just like anything.
You know, and there are times, you know, when I talked about it not that long ago when I had to fix the what is going on when I had to fix the air conditioner and replace the squirrel cage, and I get done doing that, and it's just like I felt like a man, you know, up there just taking things apart, figuring out what was wrong with it, fixing it. You know, I had a beer at 10 a.m. because I was like, I deserve this. And as I'm getting ready to replace the tank and do all this, I was like, oh man, I could have a beer like 10 a.m. again. And then
I did a lot of repairs on I've had a house since I was like 23 or 24. And it was like, that's when you kind of realize like, okay, like, have a warranty. You know, we had the hot water heater go out. It flooded the entire house because it wasn't set up properly, to flow out into the garage. It flowed back into the house. I was playing online poker at the time. I was like, hold on, I got a good hand here. Don't mess with me. It's like,
hold on.
But
I'm getting ready to take down Chris Moneymaker.
And then like the other house, the second house, it was like, okay, it did some things, did a lot of like, there's like more upgrades than anything at that house. And then now I'm like, all right, well, kind of dicking around with this or doing that. But we've had some leaks, like those. Last time we didn't even hit up the insurance company. I just sent them money. I was like, dude, because if you ever have to use your insurance, oh yeah, real quick. So we're having Community Beer Lemon Shandy. One of Alan's favorite beers. Hey, what's it pair well with, Alan?
It pairs well with, let me see, lakes and river floats.
Yep.
It pairs well with hot dogs.
Grilled hot dogs, yes.
Grilled hot dogs, obviously. I'm not going to boil my hot dogs. I'm not an animal. What else was it?
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Trying to blank on the other two things. One is Rock Lobster by the B-52s.
Yep.
What's up, Lizzie? And the other one was
Had to do with outdoors and chilling.
Sitting on the front porch. Not the front porch, lawn chair sitting. That's right.
Chilling in a lawn chair. Yes,
chilling
sir.
in a lawn chair. Or chilling in the office. Cheers, mazel, good things.
Cheers.
This bad boy's coming in at 4.2% alcohol by volume.
Community Beer Company is out of Dallas, Texas. But yeah, we just actually reviewed it. So if you want a little bit more in-depth detail on a quicker, version, check it out. Release tomorrow or Friday or something like that. We'll get around to dropping it. But
we're not going to tell you what we think during the show. You got to go back and watch the review.
I mean, maybe later. I don't want to spoil it. I had to get a 6er of it, so it's going to take me a little bit to get into it. But yeah, even like the house now, it's like it's kind of upgrades and doing this and kind of making it to the house that you want, but it's never done. And it's like when stuff goes wrong, it's like, hey, call the warranty or call the insurance. And like I was about to say, it was like, you call the insurance and they're like, oh yeah, no problem, we'll fix it. They start racking up bills for all this stuff and cutting checks, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, it's like 30 grand. I go, okay, cool. And you're like, 30 grand. Sounds like we're going to be able to keep some dough, or whatever. It's like, no, they'll come out. The other people come out, overprice everything. Like one leak that we had was 30 grand, Alan. Right. And then the same leak in the other, because we have 2 bathrooms here. So one leak over here and the other leak was in here. One cost 30 grand. The other one cost 10. I paid cash for one. Can you guess which one's 30? You know what I'm saying? It's like, and guess who foots the bill when that's all done or said and done? I do, because then the insurance goes, it doubles. It goes from 4 grand to 8 grand. And then you got to go search around and hopefully find someone else that's willing to give you a better rate. It's like, you pay the bill one way or another. It's like, just pay for cash. But I do like warranties though. I don't do warranties on cars, but I do warranties on houses, and we're still in the black on that one, with the AC and all that kind of stuff. And we've had some S go awry around here, obviously, but yeah, dude, it never stops.
There's certain days where I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, okay, value on the house has gone up.
Sell it.
I can go ahead and sell it. I'm not going to buy another house. I could just rent one. And then there's also a part of me. It's just like, we got one less person in this house right now. Why don't we just go with an apartment? But then I got the dogs, and it's like, okay, well, we can't do that.
Start putting down dogs. You got to put them down,
I
man.
mean, yeah.
It really does. You start thinking about these things and other alternatives and whatnot. And I'm like, I think someone made the comment. I think it was my brother. He was like, "Well, it's your forever home." Y'all. Blah, blah. I'm like, "This ain't my forever home. We're gonna move one more time." But I was like, there was really only two conditions. We were either going to move to like Coppell or Castle Hills, or get land out in like Northeast Texas or whatever. And now it's like, okay, are we just staying here for real? And so now it's kind of starting to say, this might be it. This might be
Well,
it.
I mean,
Unless I
you've
go
got
out and
this,
out
and then
more.
you've got the old folks' home, right?
Yeah.
The old folks' home is the forever home. That's the one where you finish up life,
Well,
right?
I ain't making it out there. I'll tell you that right
Like,
now.
I look forward to the day when I can move into like maybe like a retirement like community type thing, right? You've got
Yeah.
those they're like townhomes, and you got a nurse that comes by, like once a day or whatever, and
It's essentially a
make
frat house, right? I mean,
sure
it's
you're
just a
not
party zone.
dead, and you don't have any kids or young people that live in your neighborhood. It's just a bunch of old people, right? Everyone's going to bed like 8, 9 o'clock at night, on a Friday or a Saturday night when you're living it up. Maybe I can go and they got a little, I don't know, maybe like cribbage tournament going on, or I don't even know what cribbage is, but I assume it's something old people play, or some bridge or something like that. And I don't know.
So you're in on the what is it called? The senior living, like where it's like
Yeah,
55 plus.
I'm
I mean, those places look really nice.
I'm in. I'm in.
You're in?
I'm in.
Okay. All
I've
right.
delivered to a few of them over here in the area,
They're
and
nice.
not the ones that are like it's like a hotel, right? Not those ones where it's
No.
like an apartment complex. I'm talking about the ones where you have like a townhome, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have a one bedroom little house. You've got you might have a small backyard, you might not, but it doesn't matter because you're not mowing it. They got a
Yeah.
company that comes and does it once a week for you.
Yeah.
You got a nice little front porch there. I don't know,
There's
man.
usually a body of water nearby, like a nice little pond,
Something like that,
Yeah.
yeah. Covered parking at most of these, you
Nice
got the
little
little
pool.
parking area. Sometimes you got a pool
Yeah.
in them, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna opt for the pool because Dick's out on Fridays. But I can embrace it. I can embrace being old and just living that old life and just being, you know what? Let's just do it.
All right. All right. I'm here. I'm here
Right.
for it. So yeah. It beats the other shit, having to worry about your house and all that kind of crap. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
or
just
living
having
in
to
an apartment complex, and there's a bunch of, you know, these kids just graduated high school, and now they moved out on their own, and they think they can, they just party every night of the week, and it's like Tuesday night, and Party Rock is playing. I'm like, look, I get it. It's a sweet jam. I get it. But it's like 10:30 on a Tuesday. I'm
You might
just
be
over
onto something, especially if you're like a social person, because then there's always events
it.
going on or something going on. You could be a closed in like a hermit, but there's other things that's like, go out and meet some ladies, hanging
I
around.
look forward to being old enough to go to Whataburger every morning and chill with a bunch of other old dudes and just talk about whatever.
The Rangers.
Whatever it is they talk about.
Yeah.
Like I went to a water it was like last week. I had the day off and I was doing some stuff and I stopped by Whataburger and I'm eating breakfast and I'm sitting there at the table and two tables away from me is these four old guys just sitting there at 7:30 on a Wednesday.
Ain't got shit to do. They got a tea time probably, but ain't
But
got shit else to do.
they're just there chilling with their boys, eating some Whataburger for breakfast, just shooting the shit. And I'm over there looking, I was like, I could probably go over there and join them now and they would be cool with it. But I also realize I gotta pay my dues. I'm not old enough yet.
Yeah.
They will accept me because
How
they'll
old,
talk
how
to
old do
everybody.
you think they were?
They were probably in their 60s.
Yeah. And
60s,
already there? Like,
60s,
that's awesome.
between 60 and 70,
Yeah.
Old enough, they're getting that senior discount, okay?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think at Whataburger, you get, like, a free coffee. Like, when I'm 60 and I can get a free coffee, I don't drink coffee, but I sure as shit gonna take my senior free coffee because I've paid my dues and my time, you know? This
Oh
is
my god.
something it's an award for making it through this
All the
S.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't want to retire early. My whole thing was I'm going to retire at 50. And then I'm like, well, I mean, do I really want to? And can I get away with it and all this kind of shit? And it's like, I still can, but I'm like, nah, I'd be bored. It's like, if I got this cush little gig I got going here, and I'm like, I don't want to, if I keep saving, then I could spend more later. Right. And so I got a lot of golf in my
The
future.
golden years can be a lot better,
Yeah. I
right?
got a lot of golf in my future and I want to play some nice courses. I want to see some cool shit. So like, all right,
The only thing that gets me to retire early is if I win the lottery. Because if I win the lottery, then I can just do whatever the hell I want to do, right?
you're definitely that guy who's gonna, they're gonna say the lottery curse is gonna be broken like 4 years or
No,
doing shit,
I won't be
crazy
broke in
shit.
4 years. I won't.
You gonna
I
take
will
the
definitely I will
you
be
gonna take the
smart
money
with it.
payouts?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take the payout up front. Like, I'm
No, no,
not.
oh, I said
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. No,
the
I'm taking the
yearly
lump
payouts.
sum. I'm taking the lump sum. Yeah.
So you think you're
I
financially
want it all.
responsible enough to
100%.
okay.
100%.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Because it's not just gonna be there. I'm gonna have other Coles going, right?
Yeah. Buy some
I'm
Papa
gonna have
John's
I'm
and
gonna
Subways and shit.
I just might. I'm hit up Shaq and be like, "Hey, bro, let's go 50-50 on some Papa John's. I know you own a lot. You could definitely use some more. I need some. Let's make this shit happen."
I
Okay.
keep looking for somebody to go in with me too. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm surprised my brother hadn't done it yet. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
I would I would take some money and put it back for the kids, right? You don't get this money until I die, but there's also going to be certain stipulations on it. Like, and if you don't fulfill, there's going to be a timeline and stipulations. And if you don't fulfill that, you don't get it. It goes to charity. Bottom line,
Yeah.
like
Well,
it's
I'm at
going
the
to
point
be.
now. It's like I don't know how much I'm leaving to the kids. It's more about like the grandkids, the next generation. Like, hey, you got to work for your shit just like anything else. And then the next generation, I'm kind of leaning more towards taking care of. I don't know. I don't know what that is about. Like, I don't know if that's
Well, that's just being
somewhere
a
around,
grandparent in general, though, right? There's
you
a
know,
lot more that you'll give your grandkids that you didn't give your kids.
yeah. But they're all, they're older, I guess. So if you're, I'm sure you're thinking about yourself, your kid, being a younger kid. But yeah, it's like, no, they're already old enough. Like, what do you? Maybe I'll give you, if I want 100, maybe I'll give you $1 million when you turn 60. I don't know. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, there will be money that'll be set aside for them in some sort of like a trust fund, and it's got to be you. Hey, here's what you got to do in order to get this, and if you don't do it by this date, there's going to be a date.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
If you don't do it by this date, it's going to this charity.
if you didn't graduate from a liberal college and joined a protest and caused a riot, you're not getting that money. So
if you ever dye your hair purple, you don't get it.
get it. Oh, that's one of the requirements. You got to dye that hair.
Oh,
If you're wondering how good this beer is, even though we're doing a lot of talking, there's a lot of drinking as well. So yeah, it's a real tasty beer. It's a shandy, right? So you can actually knock back a handful of these This one is lemonade, made with real lemon. So it's really refreshing and tart on a little bit tart, but
Not
uh,
overly.
yeah,
With your shandies, a lot of times they'll be too tart, too sour. You don't have that with this one.
yeah.
Like
But this is gonna be about the max. I won't have another shandy for a while, just because of the
well,
style and how tart it is.
it's a shandy, but it's also classified as a radler as well.
Yeah,
Which you want to talk radlers, we're going to talk Sam Adams Port Rocker,
yeah.
which is a top 5 beer for me. Like I absolutely love that. And this is a beer that's actually that they said that is going to be year round, which I'm pretty excited about that aspect of it.
Mhm.
Um,
It's brand new.
yeah, only like 124 check-ins on Untapped on this one. How was your Father's Day?
I was gonna ask you the same thing. It was nice. Woke up and kind of chilled. Lizzie had got reservations for us to play, or a tea time for me and the boys to play golf, and it included my brother. So we had a tea time at like 2. We got there at 1, started drilling millers, or whatnot. Hung out, played around a golf, almost a slow way. I mean, it was we weren't rushed really at all. So we got around the course in a nice, quick amount of time, and then we went inside and ordered like wings for some reason. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my brother. And so that took like 30 minutes or
Yeah,
something. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's hit the course again. But anyways, yeah. After that, it's like, hey, let's go to Buffalo or B Dubs, have some beers, had some beers, hung out with the kids, and then my older head is like, I gotta go. I'm like, all right, see you. We decided to go out one more place, stayed out a little too late. So Monday was rough for me. I was like, oh my God,
is it a place your brother has a membership to?
yeah. It wasn't as fun this time though. It was kind of boring. So we just kind of hung out. Lizzie and I kind of chilled together and went from one side to the other. We hung out. We were just kind of sitting there talking or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I come in. I was like, I don't know. I really don't care. I was like, there's really no difference here between here and like Twin Peaks or, anywhere else because
A little bit.
slightly.
Just a little
But,
bit. A little less.
what's up, Combsy? How we doing?
Combs in the house. What's going on, brother?
But to me, it's like, I'm watching the TVs and stuff. I don't get up, to do anything. I was fine. I didn't get out of hand at all or anything like that. So, but it was nice, but stayed up just a tad too late. And it hurt me. I'm getting old. So it bites a little harder these days. How about you?
It will. Kiddo she was filling in for a softball team, so we were out at the ball fields. What sucked about that was they had a 9 a.m. game out in Salina, which is almost like an hour away from here.
Yeah.
Wake up when we got to be there like 7:30 for warm-ups. So wake up super early, get out there, go through warm-ups. We're about 20 minutes away from when the game time starts, and the tournament director comes over and says, storms are on their way, so we're just going to delay everything an hour and a half. An hour and a half turned into what was supposed to be a 9 a.m. start, turned into a 1:30 start. And we're an hour away. We didn't know when things were going, so we're just hanging out in Salina, killing time until that starts. Had a game, didn't go so good, but we were playing for a team that wasn't any good anyways. Although it was funny, like the coach at the end of this was their last tournament of the season. And the coach is like, guys, we really started the year off really good. And we had a rough end to it. Meanwhile, you look at the record, they were 8-29-1 this season.
Well, they're never like honest with the kids. I mean, they're kids.
Yeah.
What's up, Jason? How are you doing, man? How are you?
In the house. And before you ask, we were drinking from Community Brewing Lemon Shandy,
Oh, yeah.
a refreshing wheat with real lemon juice coming in at 4.2% alcohol by volume. Pretty tasty. The official review will be dropping here in the next day or two. How's life treating you, Jason? What are you drinking tonight? But yeah, so we had that and then drove back over here, ate lunch, and then it was time for the kiddo to go to practice for her team. So went to practice, and then by the time that's done, it's like 9 o'clock at night, and the day's pretty much over. I did get a sweet mini fridge. I got a fridge in the office now. It's actually right here next to me. So when you're like, go get your beers, I'm like, they're in the fridge.
Oh,
Leaving
there
them
you
in the fridge, pulling them out ice cold, which that's how you should be drinking this lemon shandy. Don't let this warm up. Drink this ice cold. He's drinking Newcastle tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that the brown ale? I
Yeah.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had Newcastle in a while.
It's
been a
pretty
while.
delicious. Maybe we need to let's revisit that soon.
Yeah, fall time. I was actually poking when I was walking through the store, minding
Okay.
my own business in the
Just minding my own business.
in the beer aisle. I happened to notice on the end caps of some of the places it started popping up some darker beers, some, not full on Dunkels or anything, but they're getting a little amber color.
So let me say this though.
I'm here for it.
Also though, these beer stores, specifically, I'm going to talk about Total Wine and More because that's where we get a lot of our beers from, especially our individuals. We'll get some stuff at Kroger. We can buy individuals. Get a 6-pack of individuals for $10.99 at Kroger. It's a great deal, especially you start loading up on the Martin House beers that are, you're getting a beer that typically is, you get a 4-pack for $22 or something like that, $20.
Yeah,
and
it's
you
just
can
they
take
have
that,
it
you
in
can
most
take that whole
of them, right?
4-pack and
Yeah.
put it on one of these mixed 6-packs, add 2 more, and you get it for $10.99, right?
Yeah. You just can't they don't change that area. It's like 1 or 2, doors, but it's like the same beer. So yeah, so you go to Total Wine,
There's
big selection.
way bigger selection.
Yeah.
But I will say this, they have these Christmas beers year round because I don't know, it's just they get so many and they don't sell them all, and so they just keep them there.
Yeah.
What's the summer candy that starts with an L? Are you talking about the one from Leinenkugel?
I don't see it. Yeah. I mean, that would be it. I don't even see a comment. You see a
I think
comment?
it's just, yeah.
Show it. I don't even see it.
You don't see it?
Nope.
This is crazy.
That's how it goes. Yeah, it's definitely what you said. Leinenkugel.
Leinenkugel,
That's the most famous summer shandy there is.
called Summer Shandy.
Yeah.
Leinenkugel, that might be. They have the Sunset Wheat. Yeah. Leinenkugel is one of the
See, I
first
saw that.
one. Another one of those first craft beers that I had that I really liked. The Sunset Wheat, I think it is the one that tastes like Fruity Pebbles.
Funny.
Which is pretty darn tasty. But yeah, Leinenkugel is pretty good. Leinenkugel's a little bit more, I think, a little bit more tart and on the sour side. This one's a lot more smoother.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah. I agree.
I'll put this one up there with Porch Rocker.
So you said you were over there at at Total Wine. What's you said the Christmas beers.
It's just I can go there right now and buy Christmas beers.
Yeah. They don't sell them. They don't sell them, and then they don't remove them. So that's why we end up getting beers that are like, a year or two old.
Right.
And but yeah, but they're already out there. They still have, I have noticed this. So the Halloween beers and things like that from last year, they're still sitting there in the solos or whatever. They just didn't get bought. Like Shipyard and stuff like that. But yeah, they're about to be right there. Upcoming year, they're not gonna throw those things out. They're gonna stick it right behind them, and hopefully, like one of us will walk up. Yeah, I'll take that. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
This is also the same place that we went to, and we bought some Old Town beers 2 years after they shut down.
Yep.
So
you're right about that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I might still be able to go and get a Shannon beer from Total Wine.
Maybe. God, I haven't heard that in forever.
Have you guys been to any breweries in Durant? I have not. Have you?
I talked about it last year, I think, or whatever, when I went up that way. Yeah. I went to Cato. I don't know about any breweries in Durant. Let me see real quick.
Well, that was the question.
I don't know if there's any, unless it's like downtown. Law Street Brewing is the only one there. I think I'll have to look at it. If I see a picture or whatever, I'll know more. Because, yeah, it's right there. Law Street Brewing Company. Let me see. Yeah,
And while you're looking at it up, just a public service announcement, guys. Yeah. Your Wincos are selling 12 packs of garage beer for $6 a pop. And 12 packs of the hard Mountain Dew for $7 a 12 pack. So go and get you some.
Yeah, Law Street Brewing, the one that's up in Durant. I went to that when the last time I stayed up at Choctaw. I went up to Cato first.
Is that when you guys had that patio and stuff?
No, it's a little bit. It's a different one. I stayed inside during this one, but yeah. So we popped into, what is it called?
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
I don't know the name of it up there in Cato. I just had one of their beers. So what the hell's the problem here, Bill?
It sounds like you're the problem.
I am the problem. Hold on, I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, you've never been to have you ever been to Choctaw?
I've been to Choctaw.
Harbinger Beer Company. So I went to Harbinger first, and then on our way back, we stopped at Law Street Brewing. Law Street Brewing's kind of big. They got a bunch of beers, and they got like a bunch of other stuff, like I don't know, trinkets and other shit. There's so much stuff.
Yeah,
and I didn't mind it, but yeah, Harbinger's. I actually like that place. It's a real small kind of Main Street.
We can get that here locally, right?
Uh-huh.
We bought that here locally, Harbinger. No.
Nah, they don't distribute at all. I had Cat City Kolsch was the last beer I had.
Was Harbinger one of the pictures that you sent me today?
No.
Are you sure?
I already drank it.
What am I thinking of?
Yeah, I already drank that one. So, but I grabbed some beer to go. I really like that place. They do like concerts and stuff like that. But yeah, we went during football season, and it was really cool. Oh, that's your French brewer. That's right. I think you said that before. The guy there was really nice. I don't know if his wife was at the bar or his female friend or something like that, but they were really sweet, really nice. We were the only two there other than those two. And he's like, hey, I was like, hey, y'all going to put the game on, or whatever? He goes, oh, yeah. He's like, I don't know anything about it. He goes, here's the controllers or whatever, but y'all can control these 2 TVs if you want. I was like, okay, cool. So I put bing, bang, boom. I was like, all right, we're watching the game and just kind of chilling or whatnot. The pours weren't expensive. And it was pretty good beer. And they do Kolsch's, I was right in my wheelhouse.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a Kolsch to go.
His wife.
That was his wife. Okay. And but yeah, dude, it was really nice and brick walls. Get you that old school like Oklahoma, Texas, Main Street feeling. I felt home. I felt like I was back home in Kentucky, to be honest with you, like Main Street.
Was there any raccoons in the bar?
No.
That's why you weren't at home in Kentucky, and it just felt like it. Jason says he likes the Royal beer.
Okay, all right. They got a pretty good selection, from what I remember, and then they do have like an outdoor patio area or whatever, and then they had a stage right there. Like I said, really cool. Thumbs up. As soon as we go back up there to Choctaw, I'm gonna hang out. We'll probably have to spend the night or whatever, but I'm gonna go back to Cato. I'll come back through Lost Street too, but
every time you say Cato, I think Cato Caitlin.
Cato Caitlin, yeah. But,
yesterday was the anniversary. The Bronco Day is what they affectionately call it these days. When OJ went for a ride in the Bronco, it was the 23-year anniversary.
It's been that long.
No, I think it's been longer.
Oh, it's got to be longer. It was like 1996 or something like that.
94.
94.
94. Because I hadn't moved here to Texas yet. I moved here in 95.
Yeah. I remember sitting.
I remember being in Michigan when that happened.
We saw the thing live or whatever. I don't know if they put it on at school or not, but I remember like throughout the trial, us sitting down, especially for the verdict. Like we were in baseball practice. He goes, everybody get in here and get in your lines, sit down. And so we sat there and like, what are we doing? And they're like, this is part of American history. You're gonna listen to it. And then they read the verdict. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll definitely have a beer with you there, Jason.
I always try to check in when I'm going someplace or if I'm heading in a certain direction or something like that.
Oh, and knowing that's somewhere that Jason will go, that's
Yeah.
his buddy's brewery. That'll be one of those that, like, if you head up there, if I head up there, we're just gonna send you a message, Jason. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in town. I'm gonna go to the brewery this day. Can you meet me? I remember when we were at school for the verdict, and there was a big group of guys that I was friends with, that all had free OJ shirts on.
Oh God. Yeah.
I think it might have had like his mugshot on them, and it said like free, and on the under it said OJ. But yeah,
Hey, he was innocent. He went through trial.
if,
Went
if
through
the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
I'm telling you.
So speaking about OJ, I want to launch into this topic, and I don't know if you heard this, but Shane Gillis was talking about this on his podcast the other day.
Okay.
And this leads me to a question of, if you were ever, you just had stupid money, like Shane Gillis, he's got stupid money. He's rich, right? He could spend money on dumb stuff. If you were rich, what is the dumb thing you would spend money on? And this comes from Shane Gillis was talking about the estate of OJ. They've been auctioning off a bunch of stuff. And he was like, and his buddy was like, you got in on that, didn't you? He goes, I bought something. And he's like, what'd you get? He bought all of OJ's ties.
All of his ties.
His ties. So he's like, I'm just going to start going around everywhere wearing ties, and they're going to be OJ's ties.
1980s to 99, 99 or 90s ties. Those are the ugliest ties ever. I still have some because I have some that I got from my dad that I took from him. I was like, I got to borrow a tie. I got to, we're going to church, and I'm putting on this. I'm a 15-year-old kid putting on this adult tie. It's like that thing is huge because they got wider back then. Now and then they started slimming down again, and but everything changes, right?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, for me, I don't know. I'd probably buy
money's really not an option, right?
I'd buy some AAA or AA baseball team or something like that.
Okay.
Mississippi Mudcats or something. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I would go and buy a bunch of the old McDonald's, Burger King glasses.
I mean, that's not it. That's
not
a big spend.
It's not a big spend,
no.
But there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And I would go and it's something dumb and stupid, but also like I've done here on the show and I've done on the Patreon. I'll drink out my limited edition Batman Returns Riddler or Two-Face glasses. Or Batman, that's Batman Returns, right? Or is that Forever? Forever was Arnold, right?
Arnold was in Batman Forever.
Okay, yeah, so Batman Returns.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would buy them all the Garfield ones.
Well, it can't be Batman Returns. Batman Returns 92.
Not Returns. Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin.
I think, yeah, it's got to be Batman and Robin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 97.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's the one with Arnold.
Okay, so it is Batman Forever.
It is Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah. Stay hard, Val.
Dude, I love that shit. They put that. They were talking about that the other day. Well, yeah, I've been picking up that kind of shit.
I almost buy. I see them all the time now, but I'm just like, $10-15 for that Garfield glass. I'm like, but if I find them at like I bought those Batman ones, I bought them at a thrift store, and for $1.50 a piece. Yes.
Yeah.
Every day.
Some collectible shop or whatever. I was like looking up, where am I going to put these damn things? And they had a bunch of old McDonald's stuff. They had old Bojangles shit too, like the California raisins and shit. Like my grandma had all those. But I'll tell you this: the dumbest shit I've bought here recently, within like the last 2 years, when McDonald's re-released the Halloween buckets, whatever. I went ahead and just bought the old 4 or 3 of them off eBay. I was like, screw it, I just want them. I just want them, and so I still have them. But yeah,
I hear recently that because they were doing the adult Happy Meals, right? And they had the Chicken McNugget figures in them. I've got to feel that.
Yeah.
I would be like, hey, I look at Liz like, hey, I'm going to McDonald's for lunch. She's like, McDonald's? I go, yeah, I got to get me a chicken nugget Happy Meal.
Don't you worry about it.
You know? And she's like, okay, well, I'll take one too. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah. All right.
cool. But yeah, so I got a few of those until they sold out. Those sold out pretty quickly. But I got a few of them before they sold out. Yeah.
They say we're obsessed with our nostalgia, like our
100% I am. 1,000% I am.
Well, we had the coolest shit, you know?
Old schools in the house. Evening gents watching Royals and you guys on the back porch. There we go.
Royals beating the shit out of the Rangers yesterday. They're up 4-3 right now in the bottom of the fifth.
But like I'll go back through and again, you talk about nostalgia. They over the last few years they've been re-releasing the original Ninja Turtle toys from the cartoon from when we were kids, and I've been buying them as I have a bunch of them, you know, from the re-releases. You know, I got all 4 Ninja Turtles. I got Casey Jones, Gecko. I got the Gecko. I got Genghis Frog, Wingnut Screwloose, Shredder, Krang, Baxter Stockman, and Slash.
There you go.
So
I remember having those. I think this was about 3rd grade. And I remember having a couple for myself, but then it was like, oh, we had to go to this birthday party. And I ended up getting them for like the kid for his birthday, like 1 or 2 or whatever the hell it was. And I was like,
my 3rd grade birthday party that I had at the skate rink, I got 7 Michelangelo action figures.
There you go. F it.
All my friends knew he was my favorite. So you know, I had all 4. I got all 4 of them too, but 7 of them.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
Order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
We're Michelangelo, and I had a bunch of them. I had a whole Michelangelo group, you know. But yeah, I
don't remember any of my birthday parties.
I remember that one specifically because of one. We were at the skate rink. We played the Ninja Turtle arcade game. I got 7 Michelangelos, and then I went and stayed the night at my best friend's house, who his dad was actually my 3rd grade teacher.
Oh, funny.
And like we weren't allowed to come downstairs that night when I went to go spend the night because he was grading papers and I wasn't allowed to be downstairs while he was grading my papers. So we had to stay upstairs and in his room and play video games and play with Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
But yeah,
I don't remember. Like when I see old like family videos, that's when I remember stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, that. But if it's like off the top of my head, I'm like, I couldn't tell you.
We never had family videos. I got pictures, right? But there's certain ones that kind of stick out. Like there was one Christmas where I got like all of the whole mask toy lineup. I got all the figures, all the bases, all the vehicles. I got them all that year because I actually had 3 Christmases that year. Santa visited me 3 times that year. He visited me at my place. He visited me at each one of my aunt's houses.
Okay.
And he left a lot more in my aunt's houses than he did in my house. Let me just tell you that. Not a lot at my house, but a lot at both of my aunt's houses. And I was a huge fan of Mask, and I had them all. I had every single thing for Mask.
Crazy. I didn't even know what that was until like a buddy of mine brought it up probably like a year ago. He's like, you remember that? I go, I have no idea what you're saying right now. He's like, oh man, they were, this and that. And I looked at it, I go, I slightly remember it maybe like for like a cartoon or something like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the Saturday morning cartoons.
They're
and shit.
actually doing I think they're doing like a movie or something like that. A
Really?
Max movie. Yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait. I'll be there opening night.
Yeah, I see it. I'm like, okay, yeah, well, like
It's like a G.I. Joe, but a little bit.
it's what it was.
For me, it was like a cooler G.I. Joe because they had the masks and these vehicles and they did cool shit. I don't know, man. It was awesome, man.
They did cool shit.
Shit was cool.
They're just doing cool stuff, cool shit, man. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So the WNBA is hopping last night.
I mean, yeah, with Caitlin Clark being back, I mean, it was down 100% viewing.
She came back last week. The first game back, they played the undefeated New York Liberty and they won.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Clark scored 9 points in like 30 seconds at one point, just launching threes.
Did you see the end of that one by chance? So it's at the end, and they don't want to shoot. So I was invested because I'm watching the over under on that for some reason. For some unrelated reason, I'm watching the over under on that.
Gambling. We'll get some gambling talk here in a second.
On the live bet, and I'm like, dude, here we go. One more bucket, we're good. And there's like 3 minutes left. And then all of a sudden no one takes a shot.
That's weird.
They let the shot clock run out as they're just standing there. Give the ball. Yep. There's like 3 or 2, maybe 2. Shot clock runs out. They give the ball to the other team. Shot clock runs out. They don't even take a shot. The other time,
like taking a knee.
I was like, what the hell are we even doing here? I was like, this is collusion.
Because that was not the case yesterday when the Fever were playing, and you had J.C. Sheldon get a little physical with old Caitlin. Now they are rivals from back in their college days. With Caitlin playing at Iowa and J.C. playing at Michigan State, Big Ten rivals. But J.C. thumbs her eye or something like that, whacks the crap out of her. Caitlin, she's like, oh, she can't see, whatever. They're blowing the whistle. She's stumbling around. JC bumps into her and she shoves her. She's like, get out of my face.
Still getting her face talking shit like it's a flop.
Right.
And you're like, yeah, you smacked her in the face, you moron.
And meanwhile, she gets thumbed in the face.
Yeah.
Right in the eye. Doesn't go down. Is standing up, recovering. Pushes JC after she gets in her face. Put off stepbrother vibes. Don't get in my face. And she's coming over, and another player kind of nudges her a little bit, and this other chick comes over and shoves Caitlin down, throws her down, and it was weird seeing a superstar get knocked down and not stay down, right?
Yeah.
Like
roll
around. She pops back up. A little escalation. People are all bumping everybody, all that stuff, and then there's like 40 seconds left in the game. And JC's gotten a little one-on-one with old Sofie Cunningham. And Sofie Cunningham does what she was brought to the Fever to do. She's always been kind of known as she's a physical player. And JC goes up and Sofie says, nope, not in my house. Pretty much tackles her. Hard foul, And then they all throw down. Well, freaking Sofie grabs JC by the hair. And she grabs her by the hair and is pulling her by her face. Like,
did the wig come off?
It's kind of no wigs. The equivalent of like when you throw someone in like a sleeper hold and you're just whispering, just go to sleep. She's got her and she's pulled her down, and you can just see her just just telling her, don't you ever touch Caitlin again. Don't you touch my player again. I will murder.
Don't even look at her.
Don't you even, you better, if she's walking down one side of the street and you're on the same side, you better cross the damn street. Like, and they're all throwing down. And I mean, dude, Sofie's just, she's got her, she's just going in. This is the kind of stuff you wanted to see last year, right? But
her teammates sucked. Like her teammates were awful.
But this year, it's a different thing this year, right?
Yeah.
It's not just with her teammates, it's also with other players in the league too. Right. Brianna Stewart, which was someone that, with the Liberty, who last year was talking mad stuff about her. This year, she's paying her respect. Right.
Well, I mean, most of these players, that's how they get in the headlines, because they don't get in the headlines by playing well or anything like that. They get in the headlines by talking shit about somebody else. I mean, let's be honest, it's WNBA, right?
They're all females and they're all catty and they all hate each other. And it just is what it is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, it was fun to see, like, that whole exchange and all that going down. And, at one point, Caitlin buries a 3 towards the end of the game that just kind of puts the nail in the coffin. And they call it, so the other team calls a timeout, and Caitlin is just, she's not going to the team huddle. She's walking out to half court. She's walking across the court. Let's fucking go. Hyping the crowd up, arms up, saying, let's go, let's go. She's getting everybody into it. She's out there doing her thing. They're now in the final for the Commissioner Cup, which is the WNBA's midseason tournament, kind of like the NBA copied this from the WNBA, right? Their in-season tournament. The WNBA has always had it. It's the Commissioner's Cup. The Fever are in the final. I don't think the team that they're playing yet has been decided. That goes down at the beginning of July. That's going to be when Caitlin wins her first championship. The Fever are going to win that. That's all there is to it. They're playing great. You've got Sofie Cunningham's coming there, and she's been playing good. Lexi Hall, Aaliyah Boston. The Fever are just they're going to win the championship this year. Nice. I don't know what the future is on that. It's probably plus something or another. Go ahead and throw some money down on that. Win you a little coin. Win you a little coin. Caitlin's winning 2 championships this year. She's getting the Commissioner Cup, and then they're going to win the WNBA Finals.
Damn. You heard it here first.
Write that down. Take that check to the bank. And for those of you who are young enough and you're like, what's a check? A check used to be how you used to pay for things. And it was great when you were broke.
In lieu of cash.
It was great when you were broke, because you would just go be like, oh, man, I don't get paid till Friday, but today's Wednesday. Let me go ahead and go to Walmart and buy something, and I'll write this check for $40 over so I can go out and drink tonight. And you get some cash back.
The worst advice ever. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, like you never wrote a check before you had money.
I wrote a check. What's wrong with writing a check? That's how you had to pay for stuff.
And you didn't have the money yet? You got a little cash back because you wanted to go out drinking? Come on now. Let's be real here. Let's be real. Hey, by the time this check cashes, the money will be there.
Don't worry about it. This is gold as good as gold here.
Yeah. This is good. This is good. So we talked about the guy last week that bet on all of the championships.
Yeah.
Right? Put $13 down to win $237,000, I think is what the payout would have been. At the beginning, and he's hit everything. And he was down to the last 2, and he had the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he had the Edmonton Oilers. Oh. And at the beginning of that series, he had an option for a $207,000 payout. And he goes, I'm not taking the payout. It's not happening.
Oh.
And things go, the first game goes down. Both his teams lose. It's $107,000 payout. He goes, nope, not taking it. Not taking it.
Oh God.
I'm riding this. Hey, if you're a bettor like me, a gambler like me, and you bet on futures, you're in it to win it. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not and before the game last night. So Oklahoma City's going to hold up their end. We're going to game 6.
Yeah, game 6 tomorrow.
I'm talking about Oklahoma City's, but last night, game 6, Florida and Edmonton. Florida's up 3-2. And before the game, he's got a $37,000 payout option. $37,000 on a $13 bet.
Oh yeah, I mean,
first of all, it gets up to 207.
Taking it.
I'm taking it.
Yes.
I'm taking it. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'll be a lot more pissed off at myself for missing out on 207,000 versus if both the teams hold court and they win, and I win 237. I'm okay with that 30,000. Okay, I missed out on that. I should start a bad beat GoFund now. But he was like, you know what? I'm not taking it. He's been adamant the entire time. He's not taking the cash out. He's not.
You have to be able to see this, and then like you said, $30,000 difference. Just give me. Just give it to me.
Yeah. Hell, you don't take it, okay, and then your teams lose the game 1, and both of them you're down to 107. I put $13 into this.
I'm still taking the 107.
I'm taking it. Hey, call me a pussy, call me a bitch, call me whatever you want to. I don't care. I just got paid on a $13 bet.
Yeah.
right?
Paying off houses and shit.
But right, dude, if I had $107,000 right now, I wouldn't have had to take care of the toilet myself. I would have paid someone to do it. Um, but no, it's just he didn't do it. He didn't take it. And now he's got nothing.
Nothing.
He's got nothing. He's
And
got
it
nothing.
was like you could see it too. There was no way in hell like Florida was
No.
going to cough up the series to the Oilers suck, right? Like there, people want McDavid to get the cup. I don't care. I don't like Edmonton, and Florida pretty much owns the Stanley Cup now. They've won it the last
5
4
or 6?
years.
4 or 6?
I think so. Because what they were talking about back to back or whatever. The Lightning won back to back with it, and then
Washington won.
yeah, hold on, let me see. Yeah, that's when your boy got. You're like, oh, I just want Ovi to get one. I'm like, I don't want it. Let's see. Let's do last 6.
There was nothing better than Ovechkin after he wins the Stanley Cup. And we'll talk a little bit about Bravosky here in a second with the Panthers. But like Ovechkin, he wins the Stanley Cup, and then like a couple days later, he's at home drunk, barbecuing with the Stanley Cup next to him, singing "We Are the Champions." Like, and Ovechkin's not a great singer, and he was drunk, and it was awesome. You had Bravosky from Florida, where the video came out. His neighbors put the video out of their Ring doorbell, where he's ringing their doorbell at 5 a.m. with some of his teammates and his friends with the Stanley Cup. Ring the doorbell, and he's standing there, and you can hear them all talking. Then you can hear the wife next door. She's like, "He's on his way out. He'll be out in a second." They're like, "Come on, wake up, let's go!" And you hear other guys going, "He wanted this. He asked for it." And then Bravosky kind of steps out of the way, and one of the guys has got the Stanley Cup, and he's just holding it up, in front of the Ring doorbell and stuff like that. That's just that you get that fun stuff with the NHL. And you don't really get that with
any other sport. Yeah,
you don't. And part of it has to do with you get to take the trophy home and things like that. But you just don't see the people that win the championships outside of Tom Brady getting trashed when they win it in Tampa, right? And they got to kind of carry him away when they're doing, and they're throwing the trophy. He's throwing the trophy to Gronk.
Yeah,
he's doing their parade on boats and crap.
Everybody's talking shit like, oh, they had to carry him out. If I'm out there partying, you're down there in Florida, you're on buddy, you're on a boat all day. Ooh,
here's the other thing with that. That's like maybe his 3rd day of 365 of just unload, because the rest of the year, the rest of the time, he's on a very strict regimen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's why he was able to play football till he was 62 or however old he was at a highly competitive level, right? Because of the way that he treats his body, because of what he puts into it, because he's not out getting trashed all the time and things like that. It's let the dude unwind, because this is probably the first time he's unwound since he won the last.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
Order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
I mean, it's just a bunch of pricks that are just jealous. So anyways,
It.
This all started in 2020. Tampa Bay won it back-to-back, 2020 and 2021. Colorado Avalanche, 2022. Vegas Golden Knights in 2023. And then Panthers the last 2 years. Okay. So Florida's had the cup 4 of the last 6 years, as you mentioned before.
Canada hasn't had it since 93. Was it 93 Canadians?
I think they mentioned that. Let me look. I'm scrolling.
92, 93 season.
let's see. We get past the Detroit Red Wings. There's Dallas Stars, Montreal Canadiens, 1993.
There we go.
They beat the LA Kings 4-1. So, yeah, I mean, you had some sweeps too, like 97, 98. Red Wings swept the Flyers and then swept the Capitals 4-0, 4-0. You know what's crazy? And the 2 years before that, so you had 4 Stanley Cups starting in 95. The Devils swept the Detroit Red Wings 4-0. Colorado Avalanche swept Florida 4-0. And then, like I said, Red Wings, Flyers, Red Wings, Capitals. My goodness.
Those teams were so damn good, too.
Man. Yeah. The 90s I love 90s hockey. To me was the best because that's my prime. That's where I really love watching. And so as soon as I saw where it you had the Devils, I automatically thought
Martin Brodeur.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I want to say it was 2000. I want to say in 2000, the Devils and the Flyers played in the playoffs.
They probably did. Devils won it that year. They finished off the Stars in 4 games.
Yeah. And somewhere in the conference they played, and I was going to college that year. I was living in the dorm out at Southwest Baptist University, and one of the guys across the hall from me was just very adamant that Ron Hextall was a better goalie than Martin Brodeur. Like, he didn't think Martin Brodeur could even carry Ron Hextall's jockstrap. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. This is absurd. Martin Brodeur is one of the greatest to ever play. And I remember going down to the computer lab and printing up both of their career stats and taping them on his door.
So you just sit there screwing with people.
This is before, Facebook or MySpace or anything like that, where you would talk all your trash online, right? You actually had to do it to people's faces. And things like that. And my way of posting on the message board was to print their career stats and tape them on his door. And I probably wrote something, explaining, how I was right and how he was wrong on there. But yeah, it was a good time. And then I remember later that night, I penny locked him in his room. Because you could, if someone was in their room and they had their door shut, you could push their door and push a couple pennies in between the door and the door frame.
Yeah.
And so they couldn't open their door. So I penny locked him in there until he admitted I was right and he was wrong.
God.
And then I let him out. But yeah.
Yeah, you're one of those know-it-all people. I had a list here from Storytel.
Let's just be honest.
I'll say this.
Martin Brodeur is way better than Ron Hextall ever was.
Brodeur's on this list. Hextall's not. This is from Storytel.com. Brodeur is at number 9 all time.
Whew, I feel like that's low.
You got Terry Shawchuk at 8, Johnny Bauer at 7, Bernie Parent at 6, Glenn Hall at 5, Patrick Waugh at 4, Jacques Plante at 3, Ken Dryden at 2, and then number 1. You know who number 1 is?
The Dominator.
Yeah, Dominic Hasek.
That
cage mask he had on back then too.
Dude, it's so.
I could always see him just flailing his legs. Like, I mean, he'd be on his back, just kick up a leg to snaps or the splits. He did the splits a lot.
His spleen, his back, his body was like a freaking slinky.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, he was a small goalie.
He was,
comparison to most of these guys, and the pads back then were very slim. It was very slim padding. Like nowadays, I mean, Jesus, you saw Bobrovsky. Dude, the gear is so big now, so huge. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, he was a real flexible goalie. And then you look at the other guys like Ken Dryden. I mean, he's just out there in like regular hockey gear and some shin pads.
He have on like a Jason mask?
Yeah, Jason mask and a damn catcher's mitt.
But then you have Terry Sawchuk, who didn't wear a mask, right?
Oh, yeah, he's the guy that had the scars on his face.
Yeah, he's a real man.
Yeah. I don't need no damn mask. A mask for what?
You don't get hit in the face. Well, stop it with your glove or your stopper, or your stick or whatever.
Short, shriveled, and always to the left.
So I was at
What's up, Jay?
What's up, Shay? We were killing time in Salina. We went to there's a Dick's Sporting Goods right there, and I go in there.
Did you go to the brewery? That's where Roller Town is.
It was they don't open early on a Sunday though.
You got delayed, man. You should have been able to get a beer.
We had to. Breweries typically don't open up till noon. We had to be back at the fields at noon.
All right.
So, so I'm walking around, killing time. They had a huge hockey section for whatever reason in Salina. The Dick's has a huge hockey section over there. So I'm walking over there and I just kind of grab a stick and I'm just, oh man. And then they had a goalie stick there. Pull the goalie stick down, kind of get down to my little stance. I'm like, man, I miss playing goalie. Miss playing hockey. God.
Yeah.
Oh, those were better days.
Yeah.
Priorities, man.
That's a slap dick. That's all he is. He's just a poser. Poser.
What are we gonna do? What else are we supposed to talk about? We had something else on the list to talk about, right?
I'm okay with running out of time. No, we got the big news right now. Let's just say this.
Oh yeah.
The bus organization is selling ownership or they're trying to. They're working on a deal with the owner from the LA Dodgers. 10 bill.
Yeah, 10 billion.
You in on that?
I mean, if I could sell something for 10 billion, yes, I would. I never thought Jeannie would sell the stake in the team. Like,
I mean, after watching Showtime or whatever it is, I was convinced she was
going to be that. But she's always been involved in the organization.
Yeah.
She's been running it. This was her dad's baby. Like
why not keep it in the family and just keep going? I mean, there's obviously you have enough money, so money's not an issue. And you can kind of keep it a family business or something like that. Just
she's still going to be a partial owner, right?
Yeah, she's just a majority.
She's Mark Cuban.
Yeah,
selling the majority, But then I also think like $10 billion. Like,
I mean, hell, when they made the guy from the Clippers sell his, for that shit, when that hooker hit him that he was hanging out with, recording,
juice, Patty?
that was like I don't know how many billion. It was like $1 or $2 billion. That was back 15 years ago. I was like, holy shit!
Which is crazy.
Organization sucked.
They're forcing him to sell the team, and he's getting billions of dollars. Like,
you've been on Pornhub too much, buddy. Mommy caught me in the bedroom again.
Oh crap! Jeannie's stuck in the washer again.
My favorite videos. Man, getting the laundry out, they just get stuck. They're looking underneath the bed, get stuck.
Yeah.
These bitches be getting stuck everywhere.
Meanwhile, my fat ass has never got stuck in the fucking dryer. I don't get it. What are they doing wrong?
I saw your girl get stuck in a dryer once. What's that chick's name? Natasha Nice. She got stuck in there once.
Hey, don't act like she ain't your girl too. Okay,
I like her. She's up there. I'm waiting on you to bring over your. I'm waiting for you to bring over your list of 32.
Oh, maybe we'll have to.
16.
We'll have to talk after the show and start compiling our list.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's crazy.
10 billion.
It's 10 billion, right? Like, to be like, no, I'm going to keep it. I mean, are you 10 billion? Billion? Haven't been getting much action lately. I have to entertain myself.
Is your wife pregnant again?
I was just going to say, it's because every time you touch her, you put a baby in her, Jay. Leave that poor woman alone.
Yeah, just let her live her life at this point.
Leave her alone.
Christ.
She pops the baby out. She's like, okay, I got to get rid of this baby body. And you just put another one in her. She's like, God damn it.
Oh, you do.
Just leave that poor lady alone. She didn't do anything to you. But also, like, you could see like that. I wonder how much they make a year. Like, for it, you got to make a lot, right? And I feel like it's going to start going up a little. I mean, I don't see LeBron being there much longer, but you got Luka, right? And Luka has to end up being him in order for them to just keep making money, and he's going to bring them a championship, right?
All right, you want to hear?
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Lakers have an annual revenue of $516 million. Their financial structure relies on several key income sources, including payroll, local revenue, and jersey patch agreements. Their highest paid player is LeBron James, $47 million a year.
Yeah. We run baby making tournaments around here, bud. Oh, buddy.
We ain't playing no bullshit softball.
Okay, what if I told you?
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
You could go through the process of making the baby without another baby coming out. Like, that's a possibility.
Ain't nobody got time for that shit.
Just hear me out. We could talk offline if you want to discuss that.
He's probably a proud Catholic. That's it. You know what I mean? Guy's just trying to field a softball team or something like that.
He is not a Catholic.
What? He's not.
No.
Jeez, that's throwing around accusations now. I mean,
I'm not throwing around accusations.
Lucas next time. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna.
Yeah. He's gonna get the not as much as he could have gotten with the Mavs.
They screwed him out of his Supermax deal, which is bullshit.
That he was gonna sign.
Yeah. One last note, I guess, before we get out of here. I saw someone post something about Devers being traded from the Boston Red Sox to the Giants, San Francisco Giants, and they compared it to the Luka trade. I go, you guys fucking like full on Frittata? Like, that's not the same. That's not even close to being the same. You guys are morons. So
I mean, but so let's talk about that. Let's talk about it in this aspect. Arguably the best player that you have, right?
No, kind of, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean,
I was going to say we're gonna start talking fantasy, and our rankings come out. We're gonna start doing rankings soon. I was actually gonna promote it, but thanks for being here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Last player on the roster from your last World Series win.
Mm-hmm.
You just paid him a huge contract, as opposed to Luka hadn't been paid yet.
Yeah.
And I mean, you didn't get. I mean, you got a few things, but you didn't get much in return. Like, that's one of those where you probably would. If I think it's kind of similar in the fact that like some teams were looking, going, that's all they gave up.
You can say similar, but there's no fucking way. Like, Luka was drafted by them. He was the face of the franchise. He was the next guy. You know, in basketball, is such a small. You know, it's a small community, right?
A generational player. It's kind of it would be like trading Ohtani. I would probably say
that's how I would do it. I would
generational. You got to talk generational, right?
Yeah. And Devers isn't that guy. Like, he got bumped out because of whatever that little cheating ass son of a bitch that went to third base. What was his name?
Well, he's also a better third baseman. Rafael Devers isn't really a great first baseman.
Third baseman,
yeah. Well, and then they were like, "Hey, we're going to move you off of third base." And he was like, "No, I'm not going anywhere." And then they finally talked him into being hey, you be a DH. He's like, "Okay, I can do that."
So I just go up there and hit, right? Okay.
it took him a while to agree to that. And then your first baseman, Tristan Casillas, got injured. Your first base, and they were like, "Hey, Devers, we need you at first base." And he goes, "I ain't playing first base.
I ain't doing that shit. I'm on the other side of the line."
Hey, we just gave you this massive 10-year contract. You know, you got 9 years left on this. Hey, let's do what's best for the team. He's like, "Nah, bro.
Trade me.
I'm just hitting dingers, and you know, I heard you boys are doing WrestleMania in Vegas next year with me."
I will say this: I will not be there. I saw the shit show that like people trying to get down the strip and get back to their hotels. You had these big old dudes running up the escalators outside backwards,
having problems.
Dude, it was bonkers. I will not be out there during that. I hope you had a blast though. I saw some pictures or whatever when you went out there. I think I even told my wife too. I was like, oh, I was like, Slap's out there this weekend because it was like her birthday weekend too. Because we're generally out there on that weekend. But if WrestleMania is out there next year, I will not be out there next year. It just too many fans, and it just gets crazy. But I hope you had a blast. I really do. And you know what I'm going to do? Alan's going to be super pissed, but I'm going to sign us off because you know what? We're done. We're done for the night. I appreciate everybody showing up. Appreciate everybody being a part of the show. And yes, Jay, we will have fantasy football up here pretty soon. We were supposed to do rankings, start our rankings tonight, actually last week, but we didn't do them tonight either. So we'll start getting them out as it gets closer. We'll do mock drafts. We will have our official mock drafts. We're going to renew the SP Fantasy Football season. So once we get that renewed, we're going to invite everybody who's part of the Patreon in first, any Twitch supporters in, and then it will be free to join as always. And so we'll figure out a prize or a cash value, whatever we hand out. But yeah, once we get everything set up, we'll send invites. If you were in it last year, it doesn't mean you get to be in it again this year.
That's cool.
But it's just one of those things where, hey, our true fans, our big supporters, they'll definitely get in. And we do have a couple tweaks Alan's going to do to the fantasy football this year. It gets kind of tough because we do super flex, and so I think what we're going to do is you have rights to your backup quarterbacks or something like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's going to do it. We're done for that. We're going to get out of here.
I want to throw one thing out there real quick. The slap. Let me throw this out here.
Go ahead.
Probably not WrestleMania, but we have a lot of WWE events out here in Dallas. Come on out to Dallas for a WWE event. We'll show you a good time, brother. We'll party in Dallas with you. How about that?
Come on.
We can make that. And you know what? You're not going to have to deal with all the morons that were out there at the WrestleMania event there in Vegas. That it just looked like an S show out there. Slap. I'm there. Yeah. Hey, get an event out here in Dallas. We'll have some fun. How about that?
Yeah.
And hell, you might be able to kind of shoehorn it and figure it out because AEW comes out here all the time too. Maybe we could hit up a little WWE, AEW in the same week. I don't know, man. We just look at the calendar and see what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you have a good time. You have a good time out here.
We'll have a good time, brother. We will have a good time. Hey, call me George Zimmerman. I guarantee it.
Oh God. You don't know who that is?
The suit guy. He's a suit guy out here. Men's Warehouse. George Zimmerman. Smokes like 3 packs a day. I guarantee it. He's got that raspy voice. You're going to love the way you look. I guarantee it.
I like it. I like his voice. Yeah. So, all right, run us out of here. You going to take it? You going to take it to the house?
Hold on. I wasn't ready.
All right. So we're having lemon shandy from Community Beer. We've knocked back a couple of these. I think I've had 3. Yeah, I've had a couple of them. I still got a couple more in the pouch. We're going to do some other beer reviews and clear the fridge. And we got to do a freebie Friday. So if you're part of the Patreon, patreon.com/strikeoutbeer, hop in there. You can actually join for free. Doesn't take any money. But if you do want to join the money side, there is a little bit more
$3 a month.
Videos and stuff like that. It's $3 a month. Buy your pals a beer. But Alan says he's going to take it to the house. So we're going to see what happens here.
And just so you know, just in case, for all the Patreon pay videos, we don't wear pants. Now you can't see it, but just know, while we're recording it, we're not wearing any pants. We're like Tom Petty. We're free balling. Free.
I don't know. That's a song.
Is that not? That's I don't know. That's the way I thought it went. But hey, guys, we love you guys. We appreciate you, and we're the only podcast that's not scared to admit it. We'll say it in front of our friends. You know, we're on the phone together. Hey, no, I don't want to hang up first. You hang up first. I love you. We'll say it. I'm not scared to say it. Join Patreon. If you ain't there, you're it's a prime number.
There you go.
Here's mazel, good things. Here we go.
Yeah, send it to the house. Yeah, Community Beer Works or Community Beer Company, Lemon Shandy. It's going. He's almost there. He's there, people. That's right. For the people. Oh, that's a good way to send it off. Right.
As always, I'm Alan.
I'm RD.
Talk to you guys later. Deuces.
Having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go. When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Riley Herbst from 2311 Racing here, and you know what grinds my gears? Waiting for coffee. But instead of counting frappes and lattes, I fire up Chumba Casino. No apps, no fuss, just fun social casino games to pass the time. By the time my coffee's ready,
Order for Riley.
I've already taken a few victory laps. Next time you're stuck waiting, make it entertaining. Play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. Let's Chumba.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.